The Lancers are home Saturday, January 10th, 1 p.m. OurLancers.com.
I say sports. You say mumbling. Sports.
Mumblings.
Sports.
Mumblings.
Live from Rochester Sports Network studio in Gates, New York. It's Rochester Sports
Mumblings.
Hell yeah, it is. Presented by Salvatore's and the Rochester RazorSharks with your host, Matt Goldman.
Yeah, that's me. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Muna.
And can I get another clap for John Cargill?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Muna.
And,
You're a lot better than Rudolph.
And here's your and what's
Marc Sotile.
Sotile.
I don't know his real name, okay?
And John.
And
Johnny.
And Muna.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's doing the hosting here?
Well, that would be me.
And here's your host.
Oh, man.
That's
All
who's
right.
the
Thank
hosting.
you, Muna, the announcer. That was fantastic. That was
What a
one
good
of our
What a
better
good announcement. That was
ever.
good. That was really
awesome.
good.
Welcome. This is episode 19 of Rochester Sports Mumblings. We are live right now on the Mixler. If you're listening on the Mixler, thank you for listening on the Mixler. If you're listening later tonight, we are now being simulcast on latenightsportsradio.com, 10 p.m. every Tuesday night.
Awesome.
This is a great thing for us.
That's
We're now basically on two places every Tuesday. So go to latenightsportsradio.com if you're not already listening on that. We are now on there every Tuesday night at 10 o'clock. It'll be the show from earlier on Tuesday. It's just a little delayed. So whether you're listening now or later, thank you for joining us. We have another jam-packed show. We have Lancers goalkeeper Marc Sotile back in studio, one of our favorites. We have John from the Lancers in with us. We have Rochester RazorSharks superstar guard Jerice Crouch calling in at 6:15. Of course, if you're listening later, that'll be 10:15. We also have Ed Trefzger, the play-by-play man for the Rochester Institute of Technology. Tigers hockey will be calling in about just under an hour, about 7 o'clock or 11 o'clock if you're listening later. He's going to be talking to us about the RIT Tigers trip to Minnesota. They got to play in the legendary Mariucci Arena on the University of Minnesota against the Golden Gophers.
We'll find out if they poached the Gophers.
They
or
almost
not.
did. We'll spoil it right now. They almost beat
almost poached the
Minnesota,
Gophers.
one of the best teams in the nation in college hockey. They took them to overtime. They did not pull out the victory. But we'll talk to Ed about that trip. It must have been a very exciting trip for the Tigers. And also our friend Knabber, who is a
Knabber.
legendary Rochester Knighthawks superfan, also the longtime president of the Knighthawks crew, which is the
Crewhawks.
the fan club for the Rochester Knighthawks. He got to carry the Champions Cup out onto the field on Saturday night's opener against the Toronto Rock.
I saw that.
And so we're going to talk to him a little bit about that. And he's going to promote his the show that he does, which is Hawk Talk. But first, we're going to do Lancers Trivia. Now, we did not get a winner last week on our Lancers Trivia question, so we're going to try again. Again, you have to be listening live in order to answer. John, what is this week's Lancers Trivia question? It's the same question as last week.
Where'd I write it? I don't remember.
All right. Again, the question is.
Where did he write it?
The question is which team were the Rochester Lancers playing in the longest game in North American Soccer League
NASL
history. So that is your trivia question. I'm going to put a post right now on Facebook. If you respond with the correct answer, you will win a large pizza from Salvatore's Old Fashioned Pizzeria. And I think we can all attest to the quality of
and deliciousness
of Salvatore's. Right,
.com.
Mark?
Yeah,
Sean?
well, Salvatore's is awesome.
And not only that, the freeness of it. I mean, all you got to do is
answer the trivia question.
Go look it up and you get a free pizza.
All right. So I'm going to put that on Facebook right now. Mark, John, you guys both were with the Lancers this weekend on a road trip to Chicago and Milwaukee. Sadly, the Lancers were 0-2. Why don't you guys, Mark, give us a little rundown. We had Saturday night, Lancers at Milwaukee. They come up short by a score of 7-4. And then the following day in Chicago, coming up short again in overtime. Heartbreaking loss. Sanchez of the Mustangs scores 6:20 into the overtime period, sending the Lancers home winless on the weekend. Had to be a disappointing weekend.
I would say it was definitely a disappointing weekend. We did some good things, some bad things, and unfortunately the bad things are what cost us the game, especially the first one. I thought we really took it to Milwaukee, actually. I thought we played better. We had more chances, and they just finished their chances where we did not.
John, you were telling me you were on the trip. A bunch of the Lancers are banged up, right? Hoxie was playing with a dislocated elbow, correct?
Yeah.
How did that? What happened there?
Geez, John.
I mean, he just got cut from underneath him, landed on his elbow on the way down, and basically looked like it was broken, but thank God it wasn't. So.
Jeez.
Yeah, the whole.
But he played through it, huh?
He that was in the first game. So he left after the first game. He didn't return, but he did play on Sunday. And he was struggling a little bit. He couldn't fall on it or nothing, but he's gonna be all right. He's a big guy, and we need him in the lineup, so he's pulling through.
And of course, what I found was really fascinating was the coach. Doug Miller, the legendary Dougie Miller, decided to suit up and play soccer again in Chicago, which to me is nuts. I mean, this is, he's the coach, and now he's playing, but he did warn us. We had him on, John, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
And he did warn us that he might play this year, and he wasn't lying. He did play. How did he look? He had an assist.
I'll let John go, and then I'll tell you why he played.
Okay, all right.
I mean, from his performance, he hasn't really lost a step. I mean, he outran a guy. So, I mean, it just goes to show that age doesn't matter in this game of indoor soccer. And, I mean, put on a good performance, had an assist, so.
2 assists, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 2 assists. So, I mean, he definitely contributed to the team.
And if you want to get technical, like I said, the thing is he's a forward, and if he played defense.
Oh, he did.
Oh.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was in the back. The reason being is, we needed someone that had experience, was able to organize and sort everybody out in the back. And I think that's a big, reason why we were doing so well as defensively as we did in that particular game.
Was that because Schindler was out?
Schindler, I don't know if you know the story, but Schindler actually got food poisoning. We had to fly him home.
Jesus.
Yeah, we lost Basso with a...
Where did you guys eat?
Steven Basso with a concussion. I don't know. I forgot where I think we ate at Chicago Uno.
And that's where you got
out in Chicago.
Uno in
were
Chicago.
You there?
Yeah.
And that's where Schindler got food poisoning?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That sucks too, to lose a guy to a
John, can you grab that bucket over there in case someone needs to puke in here?
No. I ate a regular burger, so I'm good to go.
What did Schindler eat that was the problem?
I think they called it a rattlesnake something or another, right?
Some rattlesnake.
Some rattlesnake
crap.
salad or pasta or something.
Was it actual rattlesnake?
I asked the same question, and no, it's not actually a rattlesnake.
By the way, we do have a winner in Lancers Trivia. Congratulations to Patrick Adelman. He knew that the opponent that the Rochester Lancers played the longest game in NASL history against was the Dallas Tornadoes. That game was over 172 minutes. Did you guys know this? In the old North American Soccer League in the playoffs, they used to play like hockey. They used to play it out until someone won.
I actually did not know that.
And the longest game in NASL history was over 172 minutes, which is just under 2 soccer games played in one day between the Lancers and the Tornadoes. And who won that game?
I believe the Lancers won.
They did. They won 2-1 in that game, I believe. So congratulations to Patrick Adelman. You won a free large Salvatore's pizza.
Delicious.
Jerice Crouch of the Rochester Lancers will be joining us in about 4 minutes, and do want to remind you guys that our sponsors, the Jerice Crouch with Rochester RazorSharks. Wrong sport. The RazorSharks are home again this Sunday at 1 o'clock against Philadelphia. The Philadelphia Flight. They are 5-0. Guys, if you want to see a winning team, come out and see the RazorSharks. They will not disappoint. Tickets are just $5, far cheaper than any other team in Rochester, and it is the highest level of professional basketball you will see in Western New York. So come out and support the Rochester Razor Sharks
$5 too
this
to go
Sunday. $5, you cannot beat it.
If a
Great
team is
team.
5-0 in Rochester, we need to support this team.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And yep, they're definitely not going to disappoint. We're gonna have Jerice on in a minute. We had some hockey news today. The AHL All-Star rosters were announced for the All-Star game coming up in Utica, January 24th and 25th of this month. One Amherst was chosen to represent Rochester. Any guesses, John? I don't think you heard the news, right?
I haven't heard the news.
All right, any guesses?
I got nothing.
I don't know.
No hockey people in here.
It's not that
Haven't
no
watched
hockey
the game
people. I
this
just
year.
don't know who.
You're wearing a Sabres hat, John.
I just don't know who would get selected.
Phil Baroni was selected
Okay.
to represent the Amhersts. The Amhersts are lucky they got anyone.
That's why I said I don't know. I don't know who.
But
they would choose
the rules are in the AHL that every
Yeah.
team has to have at least one representative
Yeah.
in the All-Star game,
I
which
disagree
is
with
kind
that.
of good.
Yeah,
You don't like
I-
that?
No,
I don't like
way.
that either.
If there's a guy that's on another team that's better than that guy, I feel that guy should be on the
Yeah.
list. I mean, I don't, if you're good enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
See, some leagues
agree.
do it like that. Some leagues do it like the AHL does. The NHL does the same thing, I believe, where every team has to be represented. And he's having a good year. 8 goals, 21 assists, 29 points in 35 games. So almost a point-a-game basis. Extrapolate that out. He should be, about 65 points this year. We are now going to be joined by superstar guard from the Rochester RazorSharks, Jerice Crouch. Jerice, thank you for joining us
Welcome
tonight.
to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Jerice, you guys are on a roll, 5-0 this season. I don't think anyone's really surprised about that. Are you guys happy so far with how the season's going?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, anytime you can be 5-0, is great, and you're gonna definitely be happy with it. I mean, obviously it's early in the season, and we still want to get better, and build a championship team.
Right. And of course, you guys, won the championship last year. Again, the Sharks have won 5 times over 10 years. It's really an amazing.
Something special.
It really is very
Yeah.
special. Is that one of the reasons why you decided to come back to Rochester?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the reasons I came back was just the fans, the community. The community really embraced me here in Rochester, and so it kind of became my second home.
Right.
I mean, so when we talked in off season about coming back, and and being able to have my wife and my daughter with me, makes that decision much easier.
Now you're from Syracuse, correct?
Yeah, from Syracuse.
So I'm guessing you probably grew up a big Syracuse Orange fan.
Actually, no, I didn't. funny that I was actually a Connecticut Husky fan growing up as a kid. So
But Syracuse was
kind
second,
of
right?
like the rival.
So and then you played college basketball at University of Tennessee Chattanooga. What led you to leave New York to go down to Tennessee for basketball?
It was just opportunity. I wanted to get away from Syracuse and be able to focus on basketball and academics. So it was kind of like just trying to get away from back home and being able to see a different city, a different place, to meet new people and stuff like that. So I had a great time down there. I met some wonderful, beautiful people down there.
So you played 2 years at Tennessee Chattanooga, correct? And then you went pro after that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 years. 2 years there. I was at a junior college in Florida first.
Sorry,
and
Palm
then,
Beach Community College, correct?
And then I played. Been playing pro ball for almost about 9 years now.
Now, you played in some interesting places. Besides Rochester, you also played in Canada. You played for Ottawa, correct?
Yeah, last year I played Ottawa Skyhawks, and then the year before that I played in New Brunswick at St. John, and then also played overseas in Finland, Slovakia,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Amsterdam.
that's cool.
Wow.
So got a chance to travel the world playing basketball, man. So I've been fortunate to have and blessed to have those opportunities to do those things.
So tell us about what was that like playing in Europe? What are the crowds like? What's the game like over there?
It's awesome, man. I tell people, the fans, the American fans and the European fans are definitely a lot different.